Well, you're about to get your first introduction to high-performance Japanese knives, and here to tell us all about it, manager here at Knifewear, Heather Irvin. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
No, it's my pleasure. We've had Kevin, who is the owner of all of the Knifewares, right?
Yes, absolutely.
We've had him in studio at 87 George Street, but we've never seen the store, and it's kind of unfortunate because when you walk through the door, the music is usually blasting, but so people at home can hear us, we've turned down the music, and it changes the vibe a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, but it's
usually
usually
quieter here.
It must be a very cool place to work.
We often have dance parties.
Really?
Absolutely.
You're knife sharpening demos with a dance party on the side. That's a dangerous thing.
Well, you know, you have to be a little bit weird to work in a knife store.
I get it. Okay, so why Japanese metal? What's so great about it?
Yeah, well, Japanese knives are really cool because their steel is actually harder than normal kitchen knives, so they stay sharper for a lot longer. So that's kind of a big difference. A European knife is going to stay sharp for 3 to 4 months, whereas a Japanese knife is going to stay sharp for anywhere between 12 and 16 months.
Oh, great.
So significantly longer. They're made very, very thin, and so you have wicked cutting power with them, which is super cool.
So what kind of knife are we looking at here?
Yeah, these are handmade VG10 stainless steel knives. They're all made by a company called Masakagi. They have about 5 different blacksmiths that work for them, and the majority of those blacksmiths are well into their 70s, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so they've had a number of years to perfect the art.
Yeah, about 50.
Just a few. So what have we got this piece of paper here for?
Because, well, this is our favorite part of the job, is to test the knives. They do come from far away, so we like to inspect them every time somebody purchases one. And so one of the fun things that we can do, we can test how awesome the knife is. That didn't work at all. There we go. Just to make sure that it cuts clean all the way through. So if there's any chips in the knife, we'll actually feel it. The kids like it when we do this because we make Japanese confetti.
I'm impressed because the knife that I currently have won't even break through the skin of a tomato. So don't get me started on that. Okay, so what's different about these knives?
Yeah, so we have a couple different types of steel. The one that you saw before was stainless steel. These are white carbon steel. So it's a little bit harder, stays sharper for longer, and it has a little bit more cutting power to it. A little bit more maintenance to them, so these are not typically what we consider beginner knives. If you leave these in your sink, they will rust on you, so they have to be wiped dry every time you use them, but they'll reward you with years and years of wicked sharpness.
Okay, it's a give and take.
Yeah, they're a little bit of babies, but that's okay.
So what's happening with the knives as we move from that into this one?
Basically the steel is getting harder, so they're getting sharper, and they're getting they'll stay that sharp for much longer. Okay, before we go to the top of the line knife, why do you like this one so much? I think it's the prettiest knife in the world, and I think everybody deserves to have a sexy knife on their wall.
Who knew there would be such a thing as a sexy knife? Okay, now, high performance knives, these ones on the end, why are they top of the line?
Yeah, these ones here are made out of something called super blue carbon steel, and then we get into something called powder steels, and then we have our Ferraris down at the end here that are really sought after knife makers. And just like people collect artwork, these are functional art, and they're considered our Ferraris. So you're going to hold the knife basically by pinching it here and wrapping your fingers around it. Okay. And then keep your fingers out of the way and give that tomato a slice.
Show me it first and then I'll copy you before we go.
So you're going to just push it down like that.
Oh, okay, so fingers here, the rest around, keep my fingers away, and then just, oh, wow.
So we like to say squished tomatoes suck and sliced tomatoes are much more fun.
Definitely.
It's obsessive, isn't it? You can't stop cutting.
It's a completely different feel. Okay. I won't get carried away, but I can tell you that it makes me want to. If you head to the Knifewear website, you can learn more information now. Back in this corner here, knife sharpening demos happen all the time. Really cool with the music playing. We'll try and recreate that a little bit later on the show. That's coming up from Knifewear here on Bank Street.